Hello, brothers and sisters. This morning, in order to attend this service, it was just before I was getting on the car. I came to the toll gate and I received a telephone call. And so I had to go back to the Gung in the car, and Mother said that when you go to the Gung service today, she would have liked to come, however she couldn't, so she asked me to convey this message from her to you. In the last minute, I was able to receive the printed words of True Mother. So please listen with a prayerful heart. Recently, Mother is at the third floor where Father's living room was and Father's bedroom is, and looking out towards towards Cheon Lake, there's a veranda about a meter and a half, a balcony of about a meter and a half, and there is a glass on the windows, and Mother put a small round table there, and 2 chairs for Father and Mother, and there she sits. And for the whole day, night and day, she looks over the Cheon and prays with tears and is making plans for the future. Today, this message that I have for you, this morning, Mother got up at 2 a.m. and she had those close to her write it down. 2012, September 23rd, 8.8 on the heavenly calendar. It has been 21 days since our True Father has ascended. Our dearest brothers and sisters, following the Songwa of the Ascension of our True Father, all of you with deep love and devotion, you have offered and pledged to offer this before heaven. Father said, please don't worry about what is on the physical earth. We pray that Father can be at peace. For throughout his life, without looking on himself, Father went forward for the salvation of humankind, sacrificing his own body, his own self, and he left behind incredible accomplishments that could only be accomplished by the true parents, using his ability, and liberated God so that God could have dominion over both the spiritual and the physical worlds. The one heart and the one dispensation that God has set, Father has spent each minute and each second for God's providence, always saying that we don't have enough time. And because of that, he was not able to eat properly often, he could not get enough rest for his physical body. Father was born with a strong constitution, and so if he had cared for it properly, he would have been able to live a longer life. But for the past several years, he always said, 1 year feels as 1,000 years, and he was so totally busy. The other day, too, he truly resisted going to the hospital, and he was in a position of having dominion over himself, and so we could not offer him help, especially when he traveled abroad. We always felt that it's easier on him to travel east and west rather than north and south, considering his age. Medically speaking, this was the kind of travel that he shouldn't have been doing at his age. Perhaps once every 2 or 3 years he could be traveling the way he was. However, Father, just in the past year, visited America 8 times. He went back and forth 8 times. Why did he lead such a life? Father set the foundation day, and until that time, he knew that he would be ascending into the spirit world, and so he did not want to waste even a minute, even a second, and he himself set the example. And so, knowing this, I wanted to offer some kind of an excuse in order to stop Father. At times I would try to say, Father, I am in such a difficulty that I cannot follow you. And then Father said, then I will go myself. And so this was the hardship that he placed himself in. The car that he rode cars need to be overhauled from time to time, and they need to be lubricated from time to time. And in the same way, a human body, when we get old, we have to take care of it so that we can maintain strength and health. And we are living in a stressful age, but Father transcended all of those things, and he truly led a difficult life. Just taking Hundoke, for example, he would speak for tens of hours, and often go down to Komundo Island or go to Yosu, and he just kept pushing himself, and that is how he caught a cold. At Father's age, to catch a cold is truly frightening, a fearful thing. And so we recommended to Father, please go to the hospital right away and take care of it. But he resisted, and so the cold got worse, and he finally got pneumonia, and the functions of his lungs deteriorated so that his health became further aggravated. He himself would not talk about the complications that he was in, but at that time Father was truly, his body was really becoming weak, and in August he received a thorough checkup, And he was in the hospital in early August, but he said that he wanted to leave the hospital. He said the hospital was like a prison. And so on August 12th, he came out of the hospital and went to the Cheon Peace Palace. And he stayed one night. And that is when he said that today, Mother and I Mother always was next to him, but this time he looked at Mother's face directly. And instead of lining up next to Mother, he wanted to face Mother directly as he took his meal. But he did not eat. But from beginning to end of the meal, he just looked at me. Perhaps in his own heart, he wanted to imprint my face within myself. Tears were rising, but I tried to stay strong, and I said, "This is good. Please try it, Father. Please try this." And so, after this, I became even more serious about Father's situation. If possible, I wanted him to truly take all precautions. However, Father wanted to go visit all corners of Cheonpyeong. And so he rushed others. That was August 13th. And the sun was very strong that day. And during that hot day, Father should have taken his oxygen tanks with him, but he wanted to visit various places. And he made a tour of the whole Cheonjong Gung Peace Palace, and then he went down to the high school and and he went down to the schools and the Peace World Center, and he went to the Cheonpyeong Training Center. And then he came back to the living room of the Cheonjong Palace, and he said to bring a tape recorder. And Father himself took the recorder, and for about 10 minutes, he closed his eyes, and after deep thought, he made a recording. And at the Cheonjing Hospital, 3 times, you have already heard the contents of this last prayer, saying, "All is done, all is done, all has been fulfilled and returned to heaven." And then, breathing deeply, he prayed about that his mission had been concluded and completed and perfected. And then he held my hands strongly and said, "Amma, thank you. And Amma, I ask you to take this on." And so what did that mean? Father, at sometimes during his words, would say, "I know when I am going, and my time is at hand." But it was without a doubt Father preparing himself to go into the spirit world. And this is only an episode before he ascended. Even when he ate, Father and I would always sit next to each other. But this time he held on to my hand while he ate. And I regret so much that I was not able to really let Father go in peace. If when I said, please rest, Father would sometimes put his head on my lap and rest. During this period, in the past, he would never have done this, and he did many things that he never had done in the past. When he was in physical pain, just as if a child wants to stay by a mother, that's how Father was towards the end. Yesterday, one member, after seeing Father off, said, "I feel really lonely. We really miss Father." And so somebody said, "Can you please come to Gung on Sunday? Because we miss you." And of course, I would like to visit. However, now, during this 40-day Chesa period, today is the 21st day, and Father is working in the spirit world, but at meal times he will come back. At 7 a.m. and at noon and at 6 p.m. These are the times set for the meals that we decided. Normally, Father never kept regular meal hours, but now he keeps these hours for meals. And I can truly feel that. So I am constantly having dialogue with him. During the meals, Father likes tenjang soup. And I explained to him what the meals are, and so that he can eat it well, and I prepare the meals for him. So I actually don't have too much free time. This is a period of offering Jeonsong, and in the past I could hardly offer meals for Father. So at least during this period I wish to do that. When Father ascended, before we all pledged that we would offer our lives until the end, until we die. We will work until the mission is, the remaining mission is done. Right now it's a very busy time. I am looking into the situation of the church here in Korea, and I wish to set up a church that can grow spontaneously. I am listening to the reports of our leaders one by one so that we can build new plans. And so I hope that you can wait a while longer before I can come and visit. The Lord of the Second Advent and the Messiah who came after 6,000 years of history, 40 days is not enough for devotion. Even 100 days is not enough. The devotion has to be offered continuously. And so all of the things that will be done newly from now on will be centered on Mother. And the motivation will be beginning with Mother. The first goal is to do our best and put our lives on the line to establish the Cheon starting at the foundation day. And everyone here And all of the citizens of Korea must be blessed. And so that is our responsibility. That is your responsibility. And so we pray that you can work hard 100 times, 1,000 times more, so that we can respond to the love of our true Father. Brothers and sisters, just as you are alive and breathing, our church is alive, and so let's not get bogged down in numbers, but we want this church to grow on its own, and we want to make it a place where we always want to come and stay. Just like the warm heart of a mother, we want to make a church like that, as in the early days. We can always hear the sound of divine principle being lectured in the church. That is the kind of church that we want. Every day, all of the things that you do, I pray that God's blessing and love will be with each one of you. I pray that each of you can truly bring big results and contribute to the providence. September 23rd, early in the morning, True Mother. Thank you.